All right, guys, let me walk you through how to build a good template. So a good template is really a lot of fun. And I know most people you're listening to this, you're like, you like barely clicked on the video because you're like, wow, I don't even know if I want to get into this, but I feel like I should know how to do it, or it would be something that would be useful to know. So congrats to you to actually, diving into this. It's really not that bad. I built, look at this, a ton of templates. I think they've been the best templates that you can make for these classes. There's a baseline template that has no ROGs, which is always going to have significant sacrifices if it's not a caster template. Caster template's easy. You can pretty much get duration and everything in there with a caster because you don't have that many stats you need to cap out. Like if you look at the usable utility on like my cab template, it's like, like under 400, it's like nothing. Then you get into like, some other templates and you're getting closer to 1600 utility, So I'm going to walk you guys through some different templates and kind of what I've been able to do. So like this one, for example, 1566, a pretty good template. This one has just about everything capped. It's a swap, right? So this is what it looks like when I'm just blocking and parrying, right? Pretty much maximum defense. Then when I'm attacking, it actually boosts strength and quickness when I swap, right? So I swap over, I get, actually it's this one. Okay, I need to go here for the leggy, and then I need to swap this in for this spear. This is the one. There we go. So when I swap over, I'm missing cold, I'm missing heat, right? But that's only for a half a second, and then I swap back, and then I'm doing pretty good with resists, right? So I'm at cap strength, well past cap total with the charge for quickness, and I miss a little parry and shield and resist when I swap, but 99% uptime is with the stats. So that's just, a weird template I built that that works for me because I'm full spear. Okay, so let's say, the great template, right? You got everything. The only thing I'm missing really is like 10 AF, 2 style damage, 22 hits, and then I got 1 spirit that I'm missing. Other than that, I'm pretty much capped on everything. I mean, 97 con, 101 dex for defense is fantastic. Quickness is capped. Strength is about capped for the hits, and then this doesn't really matter here because I never have the shield or the spear only out, right? So this doesn't really matter. So that's what it is. All right, now how did I get here? Let's build a template. Okay, let's build a new one. Test. All right, get excited. This is where it starts. All right. So we select Lurricane first. Hero. All right. Caster temp's easy. Just copy it. If you got a hybrid temp, this is where you're going to really want to pay attention. Also, any melee temp is going to require some nuance to get it done with most of the stats capped. Okay. Typically, good items to start with, right, are going to depend on what procs you want. If you play the class, you're like, man, I want more defense, I want more healing, I want more damage, whatever you want more of that you feel like you don't with just whatever you're running currently or whatever template you have, you want to start thinking about it. How do I start with that at the end in mind? So in this case, I want the hot chest. I want that stinking hot chest, man. That thing's super good. That thing's going to proc 5% heal every 5 seconds for 30 seconds. It's like 30% healing. It doesn't go off every fight, but when that thing goes off, you get an extra 30 hit points on a hero. That's like, it's really good. It's like an extra fucking 1,000 hit points. If that goes off twice in a fight, you get an extra 2,000 hit points. If that goes off when you got Moose, good luck, right? So anyways, very good. That's why we start with that. Other items, you might start with is whatever other procs you want. I know I wanted the Astral Legs in this case. I think this is it. No, that's not it. Okay, I'll show you guys how to import. Okay, so let's go to the website. You can go to quick links, go to items database, go to database, select Hibernia hero, and then let's say we want legs. We want these legs. Typically, when you're starting a temp, you can start with high utility, but what you'll find is not all high utility items are good. because it's all about usable utility, not just utility. Now, in this case, on this temp, I'm not really, on the temp I just showed you, I'm not really overcapped on any of this. So this is all usable, right? This is all really good. I'm like, maybe at most don't need the spell range or the spell damage, but you know, you could argue that it could be slightly useful for CL stuff, but okay. Let's go to, we did import string. We hit the Zencraft thing. And then we're going to do, not checkload. We're going to do import string and then Control V. Now, in the legs, I have the astral pants. And the reason I want the pants is because I have this this conversion, 10% for 30 seconds. That's like more damage absorption. 200 ablative is really good for damage absorption. So I'm trying to go tanky. I'm trying to go defense tanky, right? So that's why I wanted these pants. Those are the procs that and then I also wanted the item. I looked at the procs. I wanted the Bracelet of Eternal Retribution. It's just really good. It's got good stats, but it's also really good for the, attack speed reduction, 40%, really good, /use. So now I have most of the things that I want as far as procs go. I would love to fit in a heal over time /use cloak, but I wasn't able to do that. That's the only thing that I'm missing on the temp that proc-wise that I would have liked. Okay. How do we build a temp? We start with the procs and items that you'd prefer, that you'd like, and then we'll remove them as necessary, right? So like in theory right now I would add that cloak in there as well. Now, then we want to start working on resists, okay? The stats you'll figure out. The resists are the big one that you want to start with. Just start with a good amount of resist. Sorry, I'm tired. Okay. Import Hibernia Medal of Honor. There we go. Hibernia Medal of Honor, great stats. Doesn't mean you'll end with that, but that's just a decent starting point. Another one with a bunch of good stats is Soulbinder's Belt. Start with that. Now resists are mostly taken care of. I think the other one, and I'll show you how to import from the game. Cloak, chat log delve, go to the game. Okay, we do Control L, and then we right click the cloak, we hit info, and then we hit Control L. There we go, makes the noise. Now we have the cloak in the game. If you're having trouble connecting, go to delve and make sure the file path is correct to Dark Age chat log delve. Okay. Now we have the resist pretty good. So now as I fill in the rest of these pieces, I'm going to be conscious of what I'm missing most, right? I'm missing most of my melee, style damage, melee damage. I don't even have any melee speed on here, so I want things with melee speed. So let's go search for items. So let's start with the helm, and let's search for melee speed because that's one I really care about. I don't want to be swinging super slow. So we got a TOA bonus, melee speed, and we hit plus search. Only 3 items with melee speed. This one has melee speed and damage, along with thrust, energy, health, 90 utility. This one's 60 utility is a little low. Not going to go with that one. This is where I ended with my template, is actually on the epic piece. It's only 1 proc ablative. It's not ideal, but the head is not a big target usually. Okay, let's go for getting hit. Okay, let's go and we'll hit the Z, import string, Control V. There we go. Okay. Now I got 2 melee speed. Let's do the arms as well. Let's see if we can get some melee speed from the arms. Now, you can also just search for arms without melee speed. It just so happens that this one has both. It's the highest utility and has melee speed. These are great arms for a hero. We're going to import these. Okay. So you can see that now we're starting to get some melee speed. We're starting to fill in the things that we need most. And we want most, so that we still need more melee speed. Now, where did I end up with melee speed from this? I think I got it from the boots as well. That's right. Okay, so now we're going to get some boots. Let's go to feet. And let's just search boots and see what comes up. Again, highest utility. I think this doesn't have melee speed. So it has damage and style. That's fine. We'll put these in. These look pretty good. Looks like it's all usable so far. Might change later. There we go. Okay, now my resists are looking pretty healthy. Pretty healthy, and I still got plenty of spaces left to fill those. Now I want to find maybe a ring. Let's get some more resists, and then we'll work on everything else. So let's go. What can I find in a bracer that has resists? Let's see. Start with some resists here. What would I want the most of? Let's say I wanted like I'm gonna cheat a little bit. This is what I ended up with. I ended up with this one. So let's say I wanted to get like matter, right? Okay, that would make sense. Okay, so in this case, matter's the least, the lowest resist. So let's say I wanted to get matter. Might not be the most important, but let's just say we want to cap it out. So then I would search matter and see what I find. Now, funny enough, the one I ended up going with isn't even on the first page. So just to prove the point, like utility isn't always the best way to go. Now I could have gone with something like this, Death Shadow maybe, or I don't know, where would it be? Yeah, this one, War Shadow or something. This has wasted, on my template, it has wasted stats that I don't need. So I did not end up going with that. Okay, so we went with this one for the hits and the decks. Okay, so we're going to put this one in there. Import string. All right, now we're starting to get even. Now we're a little over on cold, but everything else is good, so that's all usable, so we're going to keep that. Got some hits from it. I got some decks, so that's like we're kind of evenly spreading everything out, which is nice. Now I ended up getting, let's see, this as the ring I ended up going with because I wanted the melee, the strength, and more resists, and the style damage too, right? So there we go. Now, just with those items, I'm like really close to the resist being capped, which means I really don't have to worry about resist. I don't have to worry about the melee anymore. I have to figure out how to get the melee speed up. And the damage and style are pretty good. I don't have to worry about them too much. But I will end up getting, I think what did I get next? The Director's Ring? Yeah, the Director's Ring of Chaos is what I put in next. And I went with this because I was trying to get quickness. I was like, okay, I want to get quickness next. Quickness and hits. So what has quickness and hits? Let's look. Ring. Stat. Quickness. Let's go. There it is. Number one. This is the one I used. So we'll import this. Okay. And import. Boom. Well, I already have it. Okay, there we go. So now that's a pretty good starting point. Now, the other two items I ended up using was this ROG. If I have it here. I don't know if I have it here. Yeah, this is the ROG I ended up using, which I got lucky. So basically, I was at the point where I was like, okay, this is where I was at. And I was like, what do I do next? I don't know. So I have a few different options. This ended up being a spellcraft. Okay. The right hand ended up being a spellcraft because of the swap. And then I ended up getting this this ROG here, which was great because I had the body, shield, energy, quickness. Helped quite a bit. So now my resists are all pretty much capped here with no weapons. Now I ended up not using Soulbinder's belt because I overcapped. So I ended up getting the Astral belt right here, which set me back a bit. But it gave me the melee speed I was looking for. And then I was happy to make the sacrifice on heat and cold with putting that on the swap. Okay. Then I spellcraft this. If you want to spellcraft, you could actually right now what we could do is go to auto template. So let's show you that. So we go here, we go to auto template. Let's say we get the right hand and hands. I didn't end up using that, but whatever. Okay. Auto template. You wait for this and it'll do a better job, but and then you can disinclude stats, but let's just say auto templated. There you go. There's like a very quick template with almost everything capped because of that ROG, right? And then with the swap, it doesn't matter. I ended up getting a shield and some other stuff here, so it ended up being better than this. But, that'd be a really quick way to show you how to build a template. Now what I'd be looking for is how do I swap some stuff out, right, so that I could, I could fill in whatever I'm missing. Now, I think I ended up with the Gloom Spear. Yeah, Gloom Order Spear. So when I swap, I'm at 90. I'm like pretty close to cap there. And then when I swap here, I'm pretty good on resist. I also had, I guess I have wasted decks on that. I had decks here, so I could import. So actually, because of the spellcraft, I had, let's see, stat decks. There we go. And then I could redo these. So anyways, that's how I ended up with this template, right? And then the swap. So that's where we is. Hopefully that's useful. Have fun. Swap it around. Sometimes you'll just be obsessing over how to make it work. And that's what I enjoy about it. Maybe that's not your, cup of tea, but that's the game of templating. And when you get a really good template, you cap everything, get all the right procs. It's a lot of fun. So anyways, good luck. Peace.